To better understand the prohibition of the sacred mushroom, I go to meet criminal lawyer Karem Kanatan, who explained the nuances of Dutch drug law.
Okay, well, first of all, we have like many countries, we have the Class A drugs and Class B drugs. So that's not different from any other countries. So we have lists of drugs that are illegal. To buy it, to use it, to bring it over the border, etc. It's completely illegal. Then we have a small portion of drugs. In Holland we call it soft drugs, where you have the weed and the hashish and the joints, or we call it joints because we smoke joints. I don't know if that's the correct term, but we have which is called a tolerance policy by the Dutch government. And they have on paper saying that if the amount isn't bigger than this so and so much, then it's allowed to have it, it's allowed to smoke it, and you are allowed to sell it. So up until around 2007, it was okay to use the magic mushrooms.
These were the salad days for mushrooms, but a series of unfortunate incidents where mentally ill tourists hurt themselves turned politicians against the sacred mushroom and they began to legislate a ban.
Het is het zoveelste incident waarbij toeristen na gebruik van paddo's de weg kwijtraken.
Though there had been scattered mushroom incidents in Amsterdam for decades, it was not until the death of a 17-year-old French student named Gaël Karoff that lawmakers began taking serious steps towards banning the sale and consumption of psychedelic mushrooms.
Toen is een meisje achter het orgel gaan zitten, heeft daar een stukje gespeeld, is naar buiten gerend, 2 jongens erachteraan. En toen, een kwartier later, kwamen de jongens terug. En lijk bleek uiteraard.
Ma fille était une élève brillante à l'école, avec un avenir certain. Ma fille ne voulait pas mourir, j'en reste persuadée. C'est la drogue qui l'a tuée.
After the incident with Gaël, others followed. A Frenchman, supposedly under the influence of mushrooms, ritualistically sacrificed his dog with a pair of kitchen shears in order to free the dog's mind from its corporeal shackles.
De politie kreeg een melding van stadstoezicht, die de man besmeurd met bloed met zijn hond in het busje zag zitten. De man blijkt zijn hond met een mes en een schaar te hebben vermoord.
He said, well, I was on mushrooms. He had a psychosis and it had nothing to do with mushrooms. He wasn't even close to mushrooms. Since these products are legal in this country, it's very easy to hide yourself behind it.
With prohibition looming on the horizon, protesters swarmed the Parliament building, armed with super soakers filled with psychedelic mushroom spores, which they used to spray the surrounding parks and lawns. They demanded their right to consume mushrooms, but Parliament ruled in favor of the ban.
So in 2008, they banned all of these different genus and species.
Yeah, well, part of them were already on it, but especially this list from here, the magic mushroom list. And it says here that magic mushrooms are mushrooms who have by nature these and these active ingredients. And then all these species are on the list.
The law changed in 2008, 1st of December 2008. Sad day, the saddest day of my life.
How much time did they give you after the ban to get rid of your stock of mushrooms?
10 days.
Well, 10 days to clear 16 growing houses, all the equipment, and so on.
And you were saying all these other different bans have been given enormous amounts of time, years before they have to.
Mink farms, for instance, they got 10 years to change the plans.
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
And you got 10 days.
10 days.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And how did you get rid of the mushrooms?
That was the easiest part. Because people were lined up here. The last mushrooms.
Despite the chemical and biological similarity to the mushroom, Parliament decided not to ban the magic truffle.
When the law changed in 2008, we just continued with the truffles that we were already growing in that time.
So what is a truffle and how is it different from a mushroom?
Let's call it a parking lot for nutrients and moisture.
Like all organisms, a fungus seeks to reproduce, but environmental conditions are not always ideal to do so. If the substrate is too dry, cold, hot, or poor in nutrients, the mycelium will grow inwards, forming a tangled clump of globular fungus called a sclerotium. These hard structures are able to survive in harsh environmental conditions until the time is right to send forth mushrooms. Murat offered to give me a guided tour of their innovative sclerotium cultivation facilities.
We'll start where it all begins. That's the dirty side where all raw materials come in.
First, the ryegrass seed substrate is sterilized in an industrial-sized autoclave to kill opportunistic bacteria and fungi, which are equally eager to consume the bags of warm, moist nutrients. Then the bags are inoculated with a liquid culture of mycelium.
This is a class 100 clean room. That means that only 100 particles of 0.00096 micron may be present in 1 cubic feet of air. Normally in an operating room is class 10,000, so 10,000 particles may appear in a cubic foot of air.
Impressive.
If you do everything like your laboratory work and you're growing under one roof, you get a cross-contamination somewhere, somehow. And that risk was so big that we looked for a proper building with at least 2 separate departments.
Then the bags are transported to an incubation chamber where a temperature of 28 degrees Celsius is maintained to accelerate the colonization of the substrate.
How do you prevent the growth of mushrooms?
By controlling the temperature and the microclimate in the bag. The microclimate in the bag is not suitable for fructification, for formation of mushrooms.
The final stage is the nursery, where the bags are kept in darkness for as many as 5 months before the sclerotia are mature.
And what is the capacity of this plant at the moment?
The full capacity, if we would work 24 hours a day in 3 shifts, 18,000 tons per year.
Something like that, yeah.
18,000 tons.
Yes. Yeah. I think that sclerotia took over the mushroom market one-on-one.
Yeah.
By now.
By now it's one-on-one, yeah.
Upon maturity, the bags are opened, the sclerotia are plucked from their substrate, cleaned with a soft bristled brush, and packaged for distribution.
It seems your brand is the only brand, except for one other that I saw, that you can get at smart shops in Amsterdam.
Yeah, that might be correct. There are some home growers, but as far as commercially grown sclerotia, I think we're the largest.
Do you have any competitors?
Everyone who grows a truffle is a competitor.
Each package contains a single serving of fresh psilocybin-containing sclerotia.
We deliver them to the shop in boxes of 24. We give the shops 24 booklets so that people get the proper information.
Good.
The truffles require no preparation, and though the Truffle Brothers recommended a truffle-based milkshake, I chose to take them raw so that I could savor their essences.
That's not bad at all. It's actually kind of good.